Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jorvik, and today we're going to be looking at one of my favorite subreddits, and that is Am I the Asshole? Now, this subreddit is always filled with just some juicy tea, and I just love it. And I know a lot of people do these videos, but it is very interesting to kind of... Am I the a-hole for getting my neighbor and client banned by all of the local babysitters after they tried to renege on a deal? Am I stupid? What is renege? I don't know. Let's look into it. So over the holidays, I, female, 17, got a chance to go to the Caribbean with my neighbors as their nanny. My parents weren't thrilled, but it was after Christmas, so they let me go. The deal was pretty simple. It was 10 days at an all-inclusive resort. I would share a room with the kids and take care of them for 7 days and nights. In return, I got $500 and 3 days to myself. Okay, I mean, I feel like, what? Well, I mean, she's still getting paid, so I guess that's kind of good. I mean, like, I would ask for more money, but I mean, 10 days at an all-inclusive resort, I feel like is a good compromise. And you get 3 days to yourself. That's actually pretty nice too, as well. So the rooms were adjoining. I think that's the right word. So a door joined them. All right. So my parents insisted I get everything in writing so there were no mistakes. Basically, we agreed that I would work 2 days and take 1 day off over and over. This is no problem, I thought, and I checked out the included activities and any excursions I might like. On my 3rd day off, I planned to go scuba diving. I got up early and went on my excursion. When I got back, the parents were mad that I had left without warning. I reminded them that we had a deal and that they said that they had met another couple there and were going golfing and that I screwed up their plans. I don't know why they made plans on one of my free days. Yeah, that is kind of dumb. I mean, I feel like there is some communication that needed to be had. I mean, so far I'm on the girl side wholeheartedly. I think if they were like, hey, we're changing plans, you're doing this tomorrow, then I mean, yeah, I definitely would have wanted to know. So they were upset all the way home. When we got back, they posted how irresponsible I was. One of the other families called me to get my side of the story. I sent them a picture of the deal we agreed on. They said that they knew I wouldn't do what I was being accused of. Then they started commenting on the post by my neighbors. My parents did this also, but I think everyone thought they were just protecting me. So now it's a big deal and everyone knows that they tried to change our deal without talking to me. So some of the other babysitters or their parents are now saying that they won't babysit for my neighbors anymore. Good. I'm glad that the community has your back, for real, and good on your parents, man. They sniped the situation. I mean, getting everything in writing because they probably know, like, hey, we would probably do something like this. Not saying her parents would, but it's definitely a good call by the parents to get everything in writing for sure. And then also your neighbors and your clients having your back. It's pretty good. I feel bad about it because they paid a lot for my vacation, and if they had asked, I probably would have switched my excursion to the last day. Anyway, they are upset that I narked, which I didn't. They said that I could have talked to them if I had a problem, but I'm not the one who made it public. Yeah, no, you are not the a-hole, my girl. For sure, the parents are. I see a lot of these where there's always people who go on vacation and they have kids. There's always some miscommunication about who's going to be taking care of the kids. Honestly, I'm anti-child, so this is 100% the parents' fault. You're not the a-hole, and I'm really glad that the community had your back. So, I don't know, let me know. Do you think she's the a-hole? I don't know. Absolutely not. Alright, let's go on to the next one. Am I the a-hole for not meeting up with my mom after she missed my wedding? This should be good. My mom retired when I was a kid and had another kid, Jack, who is currently 15. I'm 23. Anyways, I got married a month ago and it was nice, but my mom's family did not attend. I was devastated, but my dad's side and everyone else made up for it. When my mom finally contacted me the night after, she told me that Jack had gotten into an accident a couple nights before. He was with an older friend of his who crashed the car. He's physically fine, but was pretty spooked and refused to get into the car, but they couldn't, just grammar's off, but they couldn't leave him alone because they were worried. Mom said she was going to come by herself or with my step sibling, but then there was an issue with the car and it was caused by Jack freaking out when they were getting ready to leave. Okay, I mean, your brother's okay. That's pretty good. Let's see where this goes. She then said that she was going to call an Uber to get to the wedding, but Jack had passed out from the stress, so she couldn't leave because he was terrified something happened to him. Okay, but you already stated that there's other siblings, and I'm presuming the husband, the father, so they couldn't watch Jack. Interesting. I understand, but if I'm being honest, I don't know if I believe my mom 100%. She sounded pretty apologetic, but I'm still upset that no one let me know. Apart from my mom, Jack, and my stepdad, who might have been way too preoccupied, my step siblings are all over 16 years old, with phones of their own. Couldn't they have told me? There you go, right there. So that just proves to me that either she is seen as not really a nuisance, but like, I mean, if all of her siblings are over 16, I mean, that's crazy that no one could have contacted her. So my mom asked me if I could meet, but I honestly didn't want to see her in that moment. Though her absence was valid, she's never at any of my big events because of Jack. Ooh, there it is. It might be pure coincidence, but I just didn't want to see her, and I am still upset. My mom was annoyed by this and told me the world doesn't revolve around me. Yep, there it is. There's not victim blaming, but you know what I'm talking about. And I have no right to be upset over her not being there now that I know why. I told her that I don't care, I don't want to see her, and in fact, I'm very angry at her. She told me that I'm being selfish and that she won't be contacting me anymore until I apologize because she cannot handle my childish tantrums on top of everything else. I don't know. I think I should have said, okay, I met up with her. She still hasn't talked to me, though, and she usually doesn't go through with her threats. Am I the a-hole? No, you are not the a-hole. First of all, there's already precedence for this. You mentioned that through some of your big events in your life, your mother misses out. That's on the mom. I mean, and then the way that she reacted to you being the adult and standing your ground on your feelings, and the way she just completely dismissed him and told you that you were childish and selfish. No, you're not the a-hole. That sucks. I'm sorry. That's not great. Yeah. I mean, I kind of have experience with this. I have family that I no longer talk to that, they miss a lot of me and my brother's big events, but they go to other events that are probably just as far, even further. And it's just, without getting into it, I mean, I've been through this. It sucks, but you got to protect yourself. Okay. Am I the a-hole for not going to my brother's child-free wedding because my son wasn't invited and his cousins were? Great. This is what I like to see right here. Like I said, I'm child-free, and I don't want children. So if you invite me to a child-free wedding, I am there in a second. But let's see. How old are the cousins, and what's the definition of a child? Because some people, hold on. Pause. Like, some people's definition of a child could be, let's just move forward. Okay, so recently my family were invited to my brother's wedding. Me and my husband, our daughter, 21, okay, and our son, 18. Everyone except our younger son, 16, because it is a child-free wedding. Okay, so right away, I feel like that's, I mean, yes, they're a child, but they're not a child. Like it'd be different if the son was like 7 or maybe, 8, the worst years. So yeah, that's a little aggressive. I called my brother to confirm that my son wasn't invited because I have been to a child-free wedding before and they are 13 plus or 16. 13 plus is too young. No, 16 plus is probably where I would draw the line. And my son won't behave badly or need such close supervision as a younger child would. My brother was very apologetic and said that he can't make exceptions to his rule, and some of his friends have much younger kids and he doesn't want to look like he's showing favoritism by allowing my 16-year-old to come. That was fine by me. I understand child-free weddings. I had a child-free wedding prior to having kids. Okay. Yeah, I mean, well, that depends. How young are the cousins? Let's see. So my brother has 2 children of his own from a previous marriage, 16 and 17. And 2 of my sister's kids are also under 18, 13, and 15. And I assumed none of them would be invited either. The wedding is in a different country, and my family would be flying out for the weekend. My 16-year-old is still a bit sad about not being invited because him and my brother are close. I also don't want to leave him alone for the weekend, so I have made a plan that on the night of the wedding, him and his cousins could hang out in the hotel, use the pool, get room service, and make a night of it when the next day we could explore the city as a family, so my son doesn't feel sad about being left out. Yeah, that is sad. I mean, and I'm sure it's going to get even sadder when he finds out that all his cousins got to go. I mean, even your own children, I mean, like, I haven't looked further, but like hypothetically, you're having a child-free wedding, which is fine, but you also have children that are under 18, I'm assuming is their line, maybe 21 because of alcohol, but, well, no, because her 18-year-old is going. Okay, so maybe it's just 18. And you're going to leave your own children out of your wedding? That I find a little sus, but okay. So when I told my brother the plan, he thought it was a great idea, but I told my sister. She was surprised and said her kids have been invited. Ooh, and her kids are younger. And that she didn't know it was child-free. Ooh, here we go. 18 plus, she had checked with my brother who told her it was 13 plus, so my niece was invited. So we both called my brother, who admitted that my son is the only under 18 in the immediate family who has not been invited, though he wouldn't say why despite me pushing him. Oh, this is going to get good. My sister and I both decided not to attend, as we are both pissed off at him, and she loves my 16-year-old son. My mother is calling us both up, saying how we're being childish. It's always the mom. And letting my brother down. My brother's soon-to-be wife is also furious at us and says that my brother is distraught and that my son was excluded for a good reason. There we go. Once again, not saying the reason. My brother-in-law, sister's husband, is also upset and blaming me for my sister not going, and I'm starting to feel bad and wish I had just let sleeping dogs lie. But oh wow. No, I don't think you're the a-hole. I think you reacted properly. I think that it's really good that your sister was on your side because she had her kids who are younger than your youngest son being able to attend the wedding. And that's crazy. I mean, no, I'm really glad your sister was on your side. That sucks that your whole family is not. I mean, and you confronted the brother. So I feel like, and he still didn't have a reason. Even his fiance was like, no, for good reason. He's not invited. Why? Tell me why. Cowards, do it. Yeah, no, that sucks. No, you're not the a-hole. Absolutely not. Although, why have a wedding at all? Just have a private ceremony. It's not that serious. It's not that deep. Not that deep. Oh, there's an edit. Awesome. Okay, so it says, a few people have asked, and I wanted to mention that we are a Christian family. My brother's soon-to-be wife, being much more religious than the rest of us, though we all still go to church. Doesn't mean anything. Except my son, who stopped being Christian a few years ago. There it is. Ooh, I don't mind personally, but it's cause it's caused some disappointment. Not saying that this is the reason at all. If we're just guessing, no, that's definitely the reason for sure. For a long time, I was atheist, and my family did not like that. Of course, I have tattoos. Of course, other family members have tattoos, but the younger generation in my family, we just been always the black sheep, especially me and my brother, when I talked about before. And now it's just more solidified, but it's just, yeah, that's definitely it for sure. For a very specific reason. Wow, that's crazy. That and they say Christians are inclusive, and I know they are. I mean, obviously I love my Christian friends, but that's just crazy that she's so up her own butt that she's like, I don't want an atheist at my wedding. Look, when I was like full blown atheist, I went to a Catholic wedding, and they knew I was an atheist, and I went to a full Catholic wedding. The whole, 9-hour ceremony, whatever it is, was torture, but I was there to support my cousins. So it's like, I get it, but also, like, that's childish. Excluding one family member because they don't believe in your God, that's a little much. That's a little much. There's not an edit, so I don't know. But this was ruled not the a-hole, so I'm glad people know. Oh, here we go. Am I the a-hole for telling my nosy neighbor to F off and stay away? Now, this is the kind of drama that I like. Dude, I hate... Oh, there's just something so fulfilling about just, like, being rude to people who are rude to you back. You know what I mean? Like, when you work in the service industry, you're just like, man, I just want to tell someone off, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, that's so great. I love that. Okay, let's see. Let's go. All right. So for context, I'm a 41 old female. I'm married to a wonderful husband since 20 years, and we're still madly in love. Due to mental illness, my husband can't work, so I'm the breadwinner in our family. This works well. I got a high-paying job, don't have overtime, and mostly work from home. Tight. My husband is our homemaker, and seriously, he's great at it. See, this is what I'm talking about. I'm so sick of all of these, like, weird gender norms that people want to stick to. Like, if a woman wants to work, let her work. If a man wants to stay home and be the homemaker, let him be the homemaker. It's not that serious. Okay, so last year I was able to buy us a new house with a big garden. We do have quite a high fence around our property, so looking into our house isn't easy. You'd have to stand on your toes to peek over the fence. Okay, so one of our neighbors, let's call her B, it says it's incredibly nosy. That's funny. Says when we moved in, she was the first to show us not to help, but to gossip about other neighbors and warning us not to trust them too much and things like that. So 2 months ago, my husband's best friend lost his job together with his wife, who thought a jobless man who can't provide. He doesn't deserve her. Interesting take, but okay. The poor guy struggled extremely with bills, divorce, and an upcoming depression, so my husband and I decided to get him out of his situation. We do have a spare bedroom that we wanted to turn into a gym room, but the room is still empty. So we offered this room to our friend. Didn't ask for rent or any contribution. That's nice. That's nice. just to help him being able to breathe again and focus on the future without having to worry about rent, bills, etc. The divorce is nasty though. Nasty enough. The poor guy doesn't need any more stress. It works out really well. He's a very nice guy, doesn't demand things from us. He's just happy to have a safe place to heal and get back on his feet. We do things together, but he also stays happily in his room when my husband and I want to be alone. Good, at least he knows his boundaries, so let's see where the neighbor comes into play. Now, when I was grocery shopping a few days ago, there it is, I met some neighbors who gave me weird looks, which confused me since I'm not the type to just brush things off. I stopped and asked what the problem is. Turns out B had been snooping around our house and spread nasty rumors in the neighborhood that I live with 2 men, that the men in my house change. She even called it openly a whorehouse. That's awesome. Since she rarely sees me go to work and my husband never goes to work, she spread to the neighborhood that I must earn money on my back. Otherwise, I couldn't afford such a nice house. Wow. That's crazy. She got all of that just from snooping around. Oh, man, dude, I would kill this woman. No, I wouldn't. I would calmly go to her house and ask her who the F she thinks she is. I was livid and told my neighbors on the spot what's really the case, and then I left to work, too worked up to focus on groceries. Now, in the parking lot, I saw B. In my fury and rage, I stormed up on her and started screaming at her. I told her whoever I invite in my house is none of her business and to stay the F away from us. My family is not her concern, and if she ever badmouths me again, it won't go well. Then I simply left, not wanting to hear any word from her. Now, some of my friends think I massively overreacted, while others think I was just protecting my family and friend, and gossip can hurt badly too. So I'm here for final judgment. No, you're not the a-hole. I probably also would have reacted the same way. I mean, the fact that, one, she doesn't know all the facts. She doesn't know why this other guy's here. She doesn't know why your husband doesn't go to work. And just assuming that just assuming that you're just some common whore that makes her money on her back. That's a very old school way of saying it. I mean, yeah, people do that, but that's still none of your business. That's crazy. No, you're not the a-hole. That's wild. So that is it for today's episode of Am I the A-hole? If you want to see more content like this, go ahead and click that subscribe button and like the video and comment what other Reddits I should check out. But anyway, guys, my name is Jorvik. See you next time.